AI art is not just bad for artists, it's bad for every single human being living in the 21st century. As a full-time artist who has been in this business for years, I would even go as far as to say that it has the potential to transform but also destroy society as we know it. Let me explain. The first reason AI art is bad for everyone is something that's extremely obvious, yet nobody seems to be talking about. Making AI art doesn't turn you into an artist the same way ordering a Big Mac doesn't turn you into a chef. And this seems to be obvious, yet nobody is agreeing with the statement. Everybody is calling themselves an AI artist. Everybody is calling themselves a prompt engineer. People go as far as to say that prompt engineering is going to be a job of the future. Now, this is ridiculous because prompt engineering is extremely easy. Everybody can do it. There is no competitive market advantage to prompt engineering, and therefore it will not be a job of the future. If I go on Midjourney and I type in a sticker of a red rose, and then Midjourney creates a sticker of a red rose, then that is something that everybody can do. And so there is no real admiration for something like this. There is no admiration for people who are good at searching on Google either in today's landscape. If somebody is able to draw a perfectly straight line with a ruler, then that is not admirable. If an artist, however, draws a perfect straight line free-handed, then we are impressed. Drawing a straight line with a ruler is like calculating 2 plus 2 on a calculator. Everybody knows it's fucking 4, you know? Now, why am I saying this? Why is this important? What does this mean for humanity? Well, there is something fundamentally true about human beings, and that is that we don't pursue our dreams because they are easy. We pursue our dreams because they are hard. And what AI does is it strips away the difficult part of a creative process and make it ridiculously easy. Now, the problem with this is that we don't admire easy things. And so by stripping away the difficult part of dreams, I'm afraid that we might strip away the ability to dream altogether. Strip away the ability to admire achieved dreams from other human beings altogether. Now, this idea might be a little bit of a stretch. If you think so, feel free to comment. But there is another problem with making things easy, namely that easy things come with side effects. People are drawn to easy solutions, fast food that you don't have to cook, swallow, nor process in your body. Electrical devices on your abs that give you a six-pack, Fitbits, so that you can pretend that steps are actual exercise, or my favorite one, ice cream and Netflix to cure a broken heart. But do these easy quick fix solutions actually work? And what do we get for these easy quick fixes? Well, for one thing, in the last couple of decades we got an obesity epidemic we've never seen in the history of humanity. And so the reality is that if we strip away the difficult part of eating healthy or working out, we strip away the benefits that come with that. I work out every single day, and the obvious reasons I work out is of course to build muscle, lose fat, look better, and have an excuse to eat more French fries. But there are also a lot of non-obvious benefits like sleep improvements or increased focus or increasing the amount of blood vessels in your body by 15%, resulting in nutrients being transported to all organs, including the brain, 15% more efficiently and faster. Or, according to some neuroscience that I don't know anything about, it also increases the brain-derived neurotrophic factors in your brain, which allegedly makes you smarter and increases your memory. Now, the important thing here is that none of these benefits would happen if you put an electrical device on your abs. Sure, you might get abs. Perhaps this works. But that is arguably one of the least powerful benefits that you would acquire from working out and eating healthy. And so the question I ask myself is, are we going to get similar side effects like the obesity epidemic when we are going to strip away the difficult part from the creative process, or creative moments, micro creative moments from our lives altogether, just like when we erased micro movement from our lives? And that's kind of the main question of this video. We'll talk more about it in a minute, but first let's address the elephant in the room. Is it okay to just blatantly steal from artists? And what would society look like if we would allow those types of things to happen? At this moment, these AI tools are basically doing copyright infringement. They're stealing blatantly from other artists. In another video, I talked about the technical side of this, but even without understanding the technical side, you can very obviously see it. There are these designs that are so similar to Banksy's designs that it's just too obvious. And you've probably also seen that it's extremely easy to make works in the same style as famous artists from the past that are kind of dead for a very long time, but also recent artists whose work work is not part of the public domain in any way, shape or form. There's this one example where an artist was making a particular work, posted on Instagram or someplace, and then one of the fans took the work in progress, used AI to finish that work, then pretended that she made that work, and to top things off, she accused the original artist of stealing her work. I mean, that's just insane, and these things are happening all over the place. Now at this moment, these AI companies are not really being held accountable, they're not really being punished for doing copyright infringement and all of that stuff, and I don't know anything about law or courtrooms or anything like that, but from what I know, it takes a very long time to change the law. It takes a very long time for these lawsuits to kind of develop, and so this might be a decade or longer, and we all see how fast AI is transforming, and so this is just going to be too late. And so as a result, I started thinking about what a world would look like where we don't reinforce copyright laws anymore, where we don't really use that actively. And that world looks pretty bad. The first thing that would happen is, of course, a loss of creative incentives to do anything, basically, because artists and creative companies would not be able to monetize or control the monetization or control what happens with their work, and so they would simply not be creating new things anymore. And so a loss of creative evolution in society. Then the second thing would be some kind of economic disruption, because these creative businesses can't make money from their creative endeavors anymore. And so what would we see? Well, we would see that all of the things that people care about in their free time, video games, theater, music, festivals, reading books, whatever you name it, would just stop existing, because you can't really make a profit out of those things anymore, and people are not going to randomly create those things without getting any benefits from them. Another thing that would happen is some kind of misinformation, fake news type of thing, because it would be extremely easy to put messages out in the name of other people with some kind of AI structure that you can't really decipher who said it, and then that misinformation, fake news, would result in some insane distrust online around all forms of content. And the fourth one is probably the most disturbing one that gets least talked about, because it's kind of a boring one, namely the loss of historical records. Copyright laws play a very big role when it comes to preserving history, making sure that cultural heritage gets archived, maintained and protected for future generations. And if you deprive humanity from its culture and history, then you kind of deprive it from the thing that bonds us all together. I think it's safe to say that living in a world without copyright laws is a pretty bad place to live in. But that said, let's go to the most important part of this video, the thing that I believe will have most impact on society, namely stripping away the need for micro creative moments in everyday life, or the side effects that come with that. Let me read some of the benefits that come from making art according to science. Now, the irony wants it that I researched these benefits with the help of AI, namely ChatGPT, and so ChatGPT is going to, ironically, help us explain why ChatGPT and other AI forms are very bad for society. First benefit, academic performance. High school students who took part in a visual arts program showed improved critical thinking skills and higher scores on standardized tests. Higher scores. Art. Number 2, immune function improvements. Engaging in creative activities can boost the immune system by reducing stress and increasing positive emotions. Number 3, it reduces pain perception. Visual art activities can reduce pain perception in individuals with chronic pain. Number 4, increasing brain plasticity. Engaging in music practice increases brain plasticity in certain areas of the brain. Number 5, enhances cognitive abilities. Engaging in artistic activities can enhance attention, memory, and problem-solving skills. I mean, who doesn't fucking want these benefits? Number 6, reduces stress and anxiety. Engaging in art therapy or creative activities can reduce symptoms of anxiety, depression, lower cortisol levels, etc, etc, etc. I mean, the benefits are endless, and in my research I came across like hundreds and hundreds of ChatGPT research references, and so it's absolutely insane. And so the question is, what happens if we erase all of those micro creative moments in our everyday lives? Choosing what clothes to wear, preparing for a particular meal, writing an email, writing a text, making a joke, making your own meme, making an Instagram post, whatever it is, our lives, even for non-creative people, are filled with creative moments. And why do human beings do all of those creative things? Well, now we know, because we get all of those benefits. Increased immune system, reduced stress levels, improved cognitive ability, problem-solving skills, etc, etc, etc. And so do we lose all of those abilities, or do we lose those benefits when we strip strip away those micro creative moments in our lives. Because guess what? AI is going to be better at choosing what clothes to wear. AI is going to be better at writing some funny thing in your text messages. It's going to be better at writing emails. It's going to be better at a lot of things. Just like cars were better at transporting us from our home to the bakery, and so we stopped walking that trajectory. Now, it's obviously impossible to predict the future and know exactly what is going to happen. Nobody can do that. I can't do that. But we can try. And the best way to predict the future is probably to look at the past. And when we do that, we see that we've kind of tried this type of behavior out in the past. Stripping away the micro movements in our everyday lives. Walking up the stairs, walking to the bakery, driving the bike to some whatever place to your friend or something. And what we got in return was that massive obesity epidemic that is still going on today. And I have a strange feeling that stripping away these micro creative moments is going to have a similar type of epidemic going on, some cognitive decline epidemic that we've never seen before. But of course I can't be certain about that, so please do share your opinions in the comment section. That said, get the hell out of here.